All right, welcome back to Full Throttle TV in the FEG PC Xfinity series, where it looks like qualifying has wrapped up and we're about ready to get right into this action. Quick look at the info here we've got the wrong one up here. My apologies there. We're at Bristol Motor Speedway tonight. A little night action here as everybody is gridding up there. We can see Thomas Lattimore up front tonight on the pole. What a job by him, beating the familiar 24 of Dalton Tucker. So great job by him. Behind them, you've got Keys and Susie, then Bruce and Westerfield. Haynes and Kilborn will be in your top 9. You got Branch, Torgensen, and Evasis, then Weeks and Gilchrist, Sirloin and Hess, McCann and Mayu, Harrell, McCullough and McCullough, and Drilling and Bothwell. And you know, these guys got work to do here. These guys starting at the back tonight. You got Brad Bothwell, Drilling, Harrell. These guys all in these championship situations where they've got a ton of work to do. Let's see if we can get a look at that. So quick look at the standings there. You see Haynes and Susie up front there with Tucker and Keys. Now Tucker's in. You've got Matt Weeks who's in with wins. But at the bottom here, fighting for 12 spots, you got Darren Bruce, Branch, Hess, Harrell, Matthew McCann, and Evasis. These guys really got to have themselves a night. It's going to be extremely tough for them, and they've got to do something here big. So we'll be looking for those first stage at lap 60, another stage at lap 120, and it's going to be big for them tonight to try and get those points. So we'll see how all that works out. But right now, it's all about Lattimore and Tucker up front and seeing who can get that clean air. Tucker known for those great restarts. We'll see how he does in second place here. So we're down and away and under green here, and Lattimore with a nice start here going to jump out to a little bit of a lead. You can see in our ticker there, the guys in green are in the championship hunt. Right now, it looks like Lattimore opening up a bit of a gap. We look back, you got Keys, Susie, Bruce back there. Looks like Rob Haynes filters in there, finally gets his spot for 7th there. Susie here battling, trying to catch up to the 14. Dalton Tucker putting heat on the leader, Thomas Lattimore. You know, we've seen Tucker. He's usually on the pole, usually gets the lead, and here he's got work to do. Thomas Lattimore just doing an awesome job early on in this race, holding off that 24 as best he can. Take a quick look back here. There's Bruce, Westerfield, Haynes, everybody kind of in single file mode currently. Back up front, Tucker slides on by. He's going to grab that lead away from Thomas Lattimore. Here comes Anthony Keys thinking about doing the same. He backs out of that a bit. So put the familiar 24 of Dalton Tucker on the point here tonight, and he's going to be dangerous from this spot. Extremely tough competitor, tough to catch. You got Lattimore in second, Keys in third, Susie back and forth, and on the move, Mr. Darren Bruce in the 27, looking good out here. He's thinking about trying to fight Susie there. He's going to wait a little bit and cool those tires back down, I imagine. Back up front, you can see the 24 beginning to open up a lead here on Lattimore. Lattimore's got heat from Keys, Susie, and Bruce. Jim Westerfield lingering in there in the 6th spot. Haynes starting to try and make a move, or actually being challenged by Joel Kilborn. Joel looking good out here. We stick with this battle for a minute and just see if Kilborn's able to make a move. You see Darren Bruce, he's back here still. He's fending off Jim Westerfield now, who's starting to look better and better. Haynes, Kilborn, and Torgensen in this little group back here, fighting tooth and nail. And bad news at the back of the field is Brad Bothwell showing a lap down here. I don't believe he made the start of the race. That's going to be bad. Then you got Chuck Harrell in the 3 and Doug Hess in the 25. These guys are in big troubles trying to make the top 12 and get a transfer spot here. Up front, Tucker continuing to gap out here, about a second and a half up on Lattimore. Keys 3rd, Susie still in 4th, and it's Bruce and Westerfield. Behind them, here comes Kilborn down to the inside of Rob Haynes. Wow, and he makes short work of that. Here comes Torgerson. He's going to make the same move. Haynes going to kind of let those guys go and save his stuff a bit here for a bit of a longer run. See Matt Weeks making his way up into this picture, cracking into the top 10. Currently shown up 3 spots. Him and Kilborn, the big movers, and Torgerson is up 3 spots as well. Look back in at Lattimore and Keys, Susie and Bruce. So on lap 22 or 250 here, and these guys, they got to be thinking about that stage win. So 60 laps in, think they can make that on fuel, and they've got to be thinking about the long run. But with 36 laps or so to go, they've got to start making these moves. I mean, these guys at the back, this Chuck Harrell back here in the 3 car, Doug Hess, they've got to start moving forward. They're in big trouble. You see Josh Mayu back here in 17th spot in some traffic. He's got Matthew McCann that he's trying to work by right now. He's going to clear McCann ahead of him. He's got Chris McCullough in the 60. So he's got tough competitors back here. He's got to make up some spots to hold that 12th spot, or I think he's in 11th currently. Dalton Tucker continuing to lead this race now, about a 1.7 second lead over Lattimore, who's opened up a gap on Keys and Susie. Bruce lingering around in the top 5 with Jim Westerfield still sitting there in 6th place. Stick with this battle. Oh, you see Bruce kind of into the bumper of Susie there. Maybe just held off and up. Pretty good job there of him not getting into the back end of the 81. Seems like these guys might be a little bit faster than Keys right now. Here comes Bruce down to the inside. He's going to clear Susie. He's looking to take over right through Keys here and move himself up to fourth. I think he'll get this done over the next lap or two. You see Bruce finally clearing, or maybe not quite yet, in the next corner. The 27 should take that spot. That put Darren Bruce up to third. And we've got a little bit of carnage there from guys who don't need this kind of problem. Chuck Harrell and Brad Bothwell getting involved there. That is super unfortunate for those guys. Wow, and that brings us under caution here on lap 32 of 250. I'll just have a look here and see anybody hits the pit. So you can see Chuck Harrell there in the pit. So at the bottom, you got Bothwell, Harrell, and Hess all in big troubles trying to make the top 12 here and move on to round number 2. So far, no takers here for pit road. So everybody kind of faking it here. Looks like McCann and Sirloin are the first ones in. So put Matthew McCann in the 00 on pit road and Ronnie Sirloin in the 91 coming down pit road. We're going to see if these guys can get tires or not. That could play out big for them. Now, we only have 4 sets of tires in the garage, 1 set on the car, so these guys are going to really be stressed out with 2, pre-made cautions during those stages at lap 60 and 120. It's going to be big decision time for these guys and whether they take tires or not. You see Casey Gilchrist also in the pit road. Does look like Gilchrist and Sirloin and McCann all taking tires there, I do believe. So that could play in their favor now, but will it play in their favor a little later on when tires are at a premium? We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Dalton Tucker, your race leader right now. You're going to have Lattimore starting in second. Bruce made his way up to third during that run. Great job by him. Keys holding on to fourth. Susie fifth. Jim Westerfield in sixth. Torgerson in seventh. Matt Weeks, Joel Kilborn, and Jason Branch round out your top 10. So Branch making a bit of a move here and something that he desperately needs as he's showing in 9th place, I believe. So Jason Branch fluctuating all over the place right now. Not sure what that's all about, but Jason Branch needs a big night tonight to get into that round of 12, and we'll see if he's able to do that. As we're about ready to go back green on the Select Seal Coat Asphalt and Repair 250 live from Bristol Motor Speedway. Dalton Tucker with another great jump there. Lattimore going to take second, doing an excellent job. Bruce filters into third, Keys fourth. Back behind them, you got Torgensen. Oh, he lets out there almost a little contact between him and Matt Weeks. Matt Weeks on the move right now. Weeks down to the inside here, looking for racing room on the inside of the 35 of Jim Westerfield. Can't get it done. Tom Drelling here in the 18, really on the move. Up 12 spots so far on the race. The 18 looking incredibly racy here as he starts to work on Joel Kilborn. Just look over the pit laps here. Drilling not shown to have pitted, so a little surprised that he's able to make these moves here at this point in the race, but he is looking really good. Really quite amazing. It really looks like he's got fresh tires out here, so I'm not sure if it's not picking it up or not, but Tom Drelling up 13 spots, continuing to move forward here as he closes in on Troy Torgensen for 8th place. You see Matt Weeks thinking about trying to make another move, just can't get it done on the low side. So on lap 44 at 250, Tucker out front, Lattimore in second, Bruce now challenging for third as he looks better and better as this run goes on. Behind them, you got Susie and Keys doing battle here. Westerfield thinking about taking advantage and going low as those three battle. And these three battle for first place here. Now Bruce down low, looking on the inside of Thomas Lattimore. Once again, he's going to have to file in behind him. Just can't get it done on that low side. These guys seem to be doing a pretty good job of staying with Tucker this time, but Tucker's starting to get away just ever slightly here as he's showing just a little bit more consistency with not having to battle anyone. Here comes Bruce again. He desperately trying to get around Thomas Lattimore, rolling the bottom really well there. Wow, really close there on entry. The 27 down low, 38 is up high. Side by side through the corner, 27 with a little bit of better exit there. He's going to clear him, put Darren Bruce up to second place. Behind them, it looks like, not sure who's in front of Keys there. It looks like we got a lap car, the 3 of Chuck Harrell, making his way through traffic. So he's got fresh tires there, does Chuck Harrell, so he's going to burn those set up, trying to get this lap back, and boy, does he need to do it. Dalton Tucker, your race leader. Darren Bruce doing a great job hanging here in second place. We're on lap 54 of 250 now. Stage points coming up here on lap 60. This could be really big for Bruce, and he's not satisfied here. He's thinking about taking this lead here and getting that full 10 points. Continue to watch this battle here. Bruce now backing off a little bit, maybe saving a little tire and thinking about another run. You see the exit. He gets out of 4. He gets off that low side through 4 really well. Here, even rolling through 1 and 2 really well. He's right to the bumper of Dalton Tucker. Bruce now down to the inside, just checking up a little bit there. Getting to that quarter panel of 24, but can't get it done. Gonna let Tucker go here as we're on lap 58 now. See drilling back here after the move he made. He's up 14 spots. You know, there's Lattimore and Keys and Susie still doing battle. Behind them, Westerfield, Matt Weeks, and there's drilling, like we said. Up front, Dalton Tucker going to take this stage win if he can hold off Bruce here in this last lap. Looks like he's going to do it. Behind them, battles all around for those points. And it looks like caution is finally coming out here. So Tucker going to be your stage winner, but Bruce may be the biggest winner here, taking home 9 big points. That is huge for him. As we look in again on our championship points, and you can see going into the race, Darren Bruce shown in that 13th spot. This 10 points will propel him up to, you know, around where Josh Mayo is and put him in the points. Bothwell, Branch, Hess, Harrell, Matthew McCann, and Stephen Evasas with a lot of work to do. So we look in now as everybody coming down pit road. All your leaders in. It looks like Drelling staying out. Interesting call by the 18, Tom Drelling. You see here at Bristol, you got to drive through the back stretch and the front stretch to complete your pit. It is so long on pit road. It's unbelievable. Under green flag conditions, you can lose 2 laps and probably will for sure. Right now, we see who comes off of pit road behind Drilling. It looks like now the 18 coming in. So the 18 maybe just leading a lap for a point or missed his stop. Not quite sure what happened there. Off of pit road. Looks like Dalton Tucker, the first one out. Lattimore behind him. Bruce now falling back. Lost a spot on pit road, so he's going to have to redo that work and try and get by Lattimore one more time. Looks like Kenneth McCullough staying on the track, showing up 20 spots. Now, I don't know if he's just going to grab a point or if he's going to stay out there and try and do something with this position. Actually, no, he's coming in right now. So the 03 on pit road, that'll relinquish the lead back over to Dalton Tucker here. We see the 3 there of Chuck Harrell. He'll be getting that lap back, getting a wave around. Harrell actually showing 12 laps down, so that's not going to help him much. Bothwell is another one. He's showing 1 lap down. He's in big trouble here. Oh, here we go. Back under green flag racing. The familiar jump of the 24. Getting that big lead. My goodness, can he get out of the gates? As someone said last night when we actually tried to broadcast this race, he looks like John Force out there. Getting those great, laying that rubber down and getting those big leads. Lattimore in second. Bruce in third. Susie's fighting right there with Bruce right now. And we've seen what Bruce could do on the long run early on, and we'll see if he's able to duplicate that or not. Anthony Keys currently shown in fifth. Jim Westerfield sixth. Troy Torgensen is in seventh. You got Matt Weeks, Josh Mayu back here in ninth, starting to make a bit of a move. And Joel Kilborn rounds out your top 10. Back up with their leader, the 24, Dalton Tucker. Looking good out here. Tucker kind of starts to stretch it out here. We look in this battle for a second with Lattimore, Bruce, and Susie. Behind them, it's Keys and Westerfield as they look to join this battle. Here comes Jim Westerfield trying to make a move on Anthony Keys. It's really tough down there. It's only a few guys able to roll that bottom, Darren Bruce being one of them. But Westerfield, he'll regroup and have another look at this in a few laps. This time it seems like Thomas Lattimore able to get away there in second place, a little bit away from Darren Bruce and Joshua Susie. Susie now putting some real pressure on Darren Bruce. He doesn't seem to quite have what he had during that first run there, where he was looking so good on the bottom and it was challenging, actually challenging for the lead of the stage win on lap 60. Now 20 laps into this run, starting to fall off a little bit. Could be, maybe it's about time for him to get going here. He's been a bit better on the long run generally. Up front, Tucker just walking away here right now, opening up over a second lead, closing in on about a second and a half soon over Lattimore. And it's Bruce, Susie, Keys, your top 5, with Westerfield still hanging around in 6th place. Take a look in here on Tucker and see what he's doing. See him kind of entering in the middle there, drifting up, kind of diamonding these corners here at Bristol as he comes across the line. Same thing, I mean, a little higher entry into one there. He's coming up on lap traffic. This could be highly interesting to see how he handles that. You see him roll right close up there, take the low exit, he'll get that spot. And now he's got side-by-side guys in front of him, nowhere to go. Bottom opens up a bit, and he's right there. Tucker just solid, a wheelman here, getting through this traffic. Here comes Lattimore. He's making short work of it as well. Bruce and Susie still together here as they come up on lap traffic now. You see Bruce dive underneath. There goes Susie. There's Chuck Harrell in the 3. He's been put another lap down, so really this is tragedy for the 3 car. Bad night. He's going to be in hard pressed to get in the championship in round 2. Brad Bothwell in the same spot. At the back of the field, you got Doug Hess still with some hope in the 25. He's got to make something happen though. Matthew McCann in the 00, currently shown in 16th spot, also in trouble. Jason Branch in the 15th spot. He also has got some heat. He has got to get something done. And you see that car there looks to be missing the front end, so the 22 in a bit of trouble here. Out front, Tucker still leading on lap 93 of 250. Lattimore in second. And we've got an incident on the track. It looks like Sirloin. Ronnie Sirloin has crashed, and that is going to end his day. That is going to be unfortunate. Now we'll see if any strategy is, deployed by one of these guys here. Again, they've got 4 sets of tires in the garage, but they've used one already, so they're down to 3 sets, and we're on lap 94 at 250. See Tucker with a little fake there. Oh, it looks like Drilling coming down pit road. Matt Weeks coming down pit road. We've got others. Haynes, Branch, McCann, McCullough. Gilchrist is in. So interesting decisions here, and we're going to see how this plays out for them, if these tires will really do something for these guys, or if they even take them. So it looked like Hess did not take the tires, nor did Weeks by just looking at their times. Drilling did take tires. McCann, not too sure. I don't think he did. Haynes, Branch, Gilchrist, and McCullough, some of them fixing some damage there. Not too sure on the tire situation with them. But Rob Haynes will have fresh tires, and Tom Drilling will as well. That could play big for those two. spots. Tucker, Lattimore, Bruce, Susie, and Keys. Virtually been that way all night. Westerfield in the battle here. Torgensen, Josh Mayu now shown in 8th spot. Great job by him jumping into the top 10. Kilborn and Stephen Evasis is now in 10th. Some more big stage points on the line here on lap 120. So a bit of a shootout here, about a 20 lap shootout to that, or on lap 125, my apologies, will be the next stage. So, you know, they got 30 laps, 25, 27 laps here till that stage. Tucker again, shot like a rocket. He's down and away. Lattimore trying to stay in second. Looks like Bruce probably in a bad spot, but he might be able to filter in there. Not quite, as Susie fills that gap up, and they're going to try and take that spot away from him. And he does complete that pass, so put the 81, Joshua Susie, up to 3rd place. A danger at every track he's at. We look back here at the 18 on that fresh rubber. Here comes Tom Drilling. I mean, this is what the fresh rubber can do for you. Unbelievable, just watching him work his way through here. You see him down underneath Westerfield, making short work of that. He's now got Bruce in his sights for 4th place. He gets right on by him. He's going to work on Susie and Lattimore here. He'll be up into 2nd place here shortly, looking for the race lead. Look at Tom Drilling go. Just immediately up to the bumper here, the 24. Tom Drilling going to be your new race leader here in just a short couple, well, maybe in a short turn here. The 18, super strong with that new rubber, down to the inside. Yep, put the 18 on the point. Tom Drilling, your new race leader, up 21 spots on the night. Unbelievable. So this is really interesting. I mean, he's got to hope this stays under green here. This would be a stage win. It would solidify his championship hopes getting into the next round. A big move by the 18. Tucker now in 2nd. Lattimore is 3rd as Susie starts to work over Thomas Lattimore. Keys is moved up to 5th as now Darren Bruce, you know, who looked so strong early on, starting to fade a little bit. Behind him, Josh Mayu on the move. He's up 11 spots into 7th place now. Westerfield hanging around in 8th. Troy Torgensen right there in 9th. And Evasis still working hard here to hold on to 10th place. Kenneth McCullough works underneath him. And he's not going to get that done. That's going to allow actually the 40 of Joel Kilborn on by. He might get freight trained here. There goes Matt Weeks on by. But up front, Tom Drilling, he is set sail now, up pushing close to a 3-second lead. Unbelievable. Dalton Tucker back in 2nd all alone. And then you got this massive battle here for 3rd. Lattimore, Susie, Bruce, and Keys battling. Here comes Bruce back down, rolling the bottom one more time. Susie and Lattimore battling for all their worth, side by side on exit. Wow, what battling this is here. Just unbelievable action. Lattimore continues to hold on the high side. Key's starting to put pressure up there. Bruce kind of backing out, saying, you know what? There's nowhere to go. I'm going to save some rubber here. Oh, and Keys is into Lattimore. So a little contact there. And somehow Lattimore is still okay. He's going to stave off this fight by Susie. And Keys now throwing it in on the high side, trying to follow through. The battle rages on here. Just unbelievable action here. Keys continuing to ride the bumper of Lattimore. Now Susie gets by. A little bit of loose. Keys backs out. Bruce down low. So Bruce trying to take advantage of that situation. Going to roll that bottom again. Looking good. He's going to come up side by side to Lattimore. So Darren Bruce will clear, put him up to fourth place now. And, you know, we've seen this from him twice now. As these guys continue the side-by-side action back here, Keys looking to the inside of Lattimore now. The O2 of Mayu has joined this fight. Behind them, it's Torgenson and Westerfield battling. All this happening right at the end of the stage. These points so important for some of these guys. Tom Drilling has set sail. He's got the big lead out here. He's coming around. He's starting to lap people already. Tucker, Susie, and Bruce. And then that fight, you got Lattimore, Keys, Mayu continuing to roll the bottom now, showing some long run strength as we're on lap 123 of 250. Two more laps here in this stage. The O2 down to the inside of Keys. Looks like he's going to take that spot, but he's got nowhere to file in, so he's going to have to stay on the bottom. Keys battling back on the outside, almost getting into Lattimore one more time. Oh, and someone is down to the inside rail there. So Tom Drilling going to take this stage win here. What an awesome job by him. And there comes the caution. So him, Tucker will be second. Susie, Bruce, Lattimore, Mayu up to 6. Keys, Westerfield, Torgerson, and Evasis are going to be your top 10 and your stage points winners. So Mayu, that's big for him. Bruce in 4th, that's huge for him. Other guys who need big nights like Branch, McCann, Hess, Bothwell, Harrell, these guys all in big, big trouble. We see Drilling file off and hit pit road. So we can see here all of our leaders are in. Looks like Branch, McCann, McCullough, Hess, Bothwell, and Harrell all staying out. Going to get themselves a lap back here. Or perhaps they're a lap down. Going to have to wait to hit pit road here until the next go around. So drilling first off, then it's Tucker, Susie, Lattimore, and Bruce. Looks like Lattimore did beat Bruce off. Bruce going to have work to do yet again. And it's Keys and Westerfield, Mayu, Torgerson, and Evasus. So Tom Drilling with that big move, you know, he took those tires and man, did they pay off as he put some cars a lap down. And then they should be count themselves lucky that there was a stage to be had here, because Drilling might have lapped the entire field. I mean, I doubt he'd get that far, but those fresh tires played big. He was looking good early on in the race without fresh tires, but now with them, my goodness. And we're going to see what he's got for Tucker here. Now that he's got the lead, they're on equal tires. This should be highly entertaining. As they get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Right now, it looks like Drilling going to take the low side. I don't know, here at Bristol, you might want to take the high side. Tom Drilling starting down low. Tucker on the high side. Susie and Lattimore right behind them. And then Bruce and Keys behind them. And Drilling gets a good start. It's not what we call a Tucker start, but he's out there. He's got the lead. Susie down low on Tucker. He's going to try and take second right here. And he can't get that done. Tucker rolls so good through there. He's going to hold that spot. Susie now battling with Thomas Lattimore. Looks like he's going to file in for third. Oh, and slows up. Great job by Lattimore staying off the bumper there. Here comes Anthony Keys now to the inside of Thomas Lattimore. Lattimore rolling the high side really well, though. He's really difficult to get by. Up front, Drilling still holding off Tucker. We stick with our race leaders here and just see how patient Tucker is, what he's able to do with the 18. 18 looking extremely strong tonight. Right to the bumper now as a 24 as he starts to size him up. He's getting a feel for his braking points and where he might be able to exit a little better and get some speed. Oh, and to the high side, the 24 is around Drilling. And I think he just moved over there and let the 24, Dalton Tucker, go, as he's quite content with his stage points he's got so far. You know, Tom Drilling really locked in at this point into the championship round of 12, but put Dalton Tucker back on the point. As we look at a little further back, we see Susie battling with Lattimore. Keys right there in this battle. These guys in third, fourth, and fifth place. Behind them, you got a battle between 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's Bruce, Westerfield, and Mayu as they do battle. Anthony Keys and Thomas Lattimore. These guys seemingly locked together on the track. Keys already into the back of Lattimore earlier in the race, and that's often what happens when you have a little incident with someone. You can't shake them. They're locked to you for the rest of the race, and you know it's very frustrating. But these guys doing a great job here. Neither one of them have wrecked. Just a little slight contact early on. They're going to be doing battle all night long. See this battle continue for 6th, 7th, and 8th here. So we take a quick look in on those championship points. Now they're not up to date with this race involved, but you can see Bothwell falling out from 12th. You got Branch, Hess, Harrell, McCann, and Evasis, or McCann and Evasis not in the championship battle. So Harrell, Hess, Branch, and Bothwell deep in trouble. Bruce has improved a great deal. He's going to be locked in. Weeks already locked in with a win. Mayu having a decent night. So really pretty, it's really Bruce who's made it in, and that's the big move. So drilling now, falling off a little bit from Dalton Tucker. Susie hanging in there in third spot. Looks like we got the 25. That's going to be Hess, I believe, trying desperately to get up here and get one of these laps back. So we just see what situation he is in. So McCullough 1 lap down, Branch 1 lap down. Hess is showing 4 laps down. He is in deep, deep trouble. Back up front, Dalton Tucker leading. Tom drilling in second. Susie down here in third. Lattimore and Keys in fourth and fifth, still locked together on the track here. It's around lap 152 of 250. 100 laps left. Pit stops will have to be made. And it's going to be interesting to see just when these guys come in and who decides to stay out. There's Bruce back in 6th. He's got Westerfield right behind him in 7th place. Bruce now locked into the championship round at 12. Behind them, you got Mayu here. He's doing a great job to make himself part of that round of 12 drivers. We stick with this battle between Lattimore and Keys for a bit and just see as these guys just seem to be mirroring each other lap after lap. See Bruce kind of sneaking into the picture here in this battle for 4th spot. Oh, and we see now Susie going by the Tom Dreiling. So Susie now up to 2nd place. Maybe he's got something for Tucker. You know, the ever dangerous 81. I mean, he is always out here running near the front, and it's nice to see him back out here challenging for a race win. But Tucker, a bit ahead of him here. He's got work to do. He's got about a 1.6 gap on him. So Susie's going to have a lot of work to try and catch him. But you see, he's already distanced Tom Dreiling by quite a bit here. And now you got Lattimore coming in. As Dreiling is starting to fade a little bit here. I don't know if he's burning his stuff up or what's happening here. And you got Keys, you got Bruce starting to close in on Keys as he comes in there high and swings it down low, trying to get that good run off the bottom. Now side by side with Keys. Bruce trying to complete that pass. You see him trying to keep grip off the corner. Just a little slide. Rolls through here. He's going to get by him. So put Darren Bruce up now to 5th place. And now he's coming in on Darling, who's just got passed by Lattimore. You see some carnage on the track here. It's behind under caution. Looks like Kilborn and Evasius there with some serious damage. So how interesting. One lap, 165 of 250 now. And we're going to see who decides to pit and who stays out. I mean, I imagine everybody coming in. You're only going to have 2 sets left at maximum. So be interesting to see if anybody stays out versus pitting here. Right now we see those pit times. Looks like Weeks and McCullough still on the track. Here comes McCullough down, but Matt Weeks is going to choose to stay out here. Interesting call from the 99. Now Matt's already locked in here, so you can try something a little different. I like the call. I mean, why not? You know, you're already locked into the round of 12. You're not going to catch Tucker doing status quo. Try something a little different. This might pay off. Maybe you get a caution about 20 laps in and can get some fresh rubber and power through the field. I'm not sure there, as Chris McCullough now on pit road. But if Weeks does not get a caution, he's going to be in trouble here. I mean, these guys all have fresh rubber. I would imagine they're going to make short work of them. It looks like Jason Branch is coming around with the lucky dog. Not sure. That could be Kilborn behind. It's going to be the 56. It's going to be Brad Bothwell who got a wave around there. My apologies, we're back under green flag racing here. Tucker and Susie doing battle. Lattimore in 3rd. Bruce in 4th. Keys 5th. Then you got Matt Weeks, who started up front, already fading here on those old tires. You see Mayu coming by. Here comes Rob Haynes into the mix. You got Torgensen in there. The 03 Kenneth McCullough's in there. So Weeks just in a world of hurt here on that old rubber. He's going to need a caution. He's going to need it fairly quickly here. Back up front, it's Tucker and Susie doing battle. So as we continue to look at this battle, Tucker's starting to get a little bit of distance here on Susie. Behind them, you got Lattimore. Then it's Bruce, Keys, and Westerfield doing battle. We're on lap 178 at 250. So the question now is, do we go green? And when do you pit? And we're coming up. We got about 70 laps to go. I doubt anybody can make it. You know, they got to choose when to pit. You'd think around lap 200, 205 would be appropriate time to pit, but we're going to see. Oh, and we see Susie there catching a piece of the wall. Keys and Bruce are doing battle here. Bruce now running a bit higher of a line. A little bit of a surprise here. And now you see him come back to that familiar lower line. Looks like he's chosen to do two separate corners here. One where you see him really come off the bottom here, right through there. And through 4. Through 1 and 2, running a little bit higher line, a little higher exit. Oh, Keys with a big run, but catches the wall. Really trying to get that momentum up. Just over pushed it. Back up front, it's Tucker, Susie, Lattimore, all within striking distance. Then it's Bruce and Keys. Westerfield joining this battle now. Behind them, it's Mayu and Rob Haynes, who really hasn't been around much in the top 10. Here he is now towards the end of the race in 8th place. Behind him is Torgerson looking good in the 98. Then you got Kenneth McCullough rounding out the top 10 in the 03. He's been battling hard all night. Behind him, Chris McCullough. So those two are going to do some battling. Down there, you see the 18 of Dreiling going lap down. I mean, he's already been passed by the leader. Really surprising to see that. He looked so strong there earlier on in the race. This is the main battle on the track here with about 60 laps to go. You got Bruce, Keys, and Westerfield battling for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Looks like Bruce starting to get away here. We've seen this from him on a bit of a longer run. He seems to be a little more consistent. I don't know if that lower line is saving a little bit of tire for him, but he seems to be a lot better. There you see Weeks already being lapped by our leader, the 99 of Matt Weeks. Wow, so unfortunate. He needs a caution in a desperate kind of way, although he is locked into the round of 12. So you see Keys come on the high side. Here comes Westerfield. Mayu joining this battle now. And we've seen Josh Mayu in the O2 do this a lot. Very good on the long run. He's up 11 spots on the night here. He's really put him in position to get into that round of 12, doing a nice job. Take another look in here at the championship battle. You can see Mayu currently in 10th. You got Chris McCullough sitting in 9th in pretty good shape. You know, Bothwell really going to lose that spot, that important 12 spot. Bruce going to jump up the standings. He'll get in. Jason Branch not doing enough. Hess, Harrell. Those guys are just not going to make it. So it's really going to be a Bruce for Bothwell switch at this point in time. We look in at Dalton Tucker in the 24, your race leader here, now up over 2-second lead over Joshua Susi, who currently starting to fight Thomas Lattimore. Lattimore has made his way back up here. He's ready to do battle. He's brought Darren Bruce with him. So we got ourselves a race for second place. So we just hop on board here with Darren Bruce, kind of get a visual on this battle up ahead of him and what he's involved with as well. You can see how close he gets to the wall and how low he comes off the corner. Very unique line from Darren Bruce here. It's really working for him. You see there Lattimore getting a little bit squirrely. And Bruce, Lattimore's into the wall. Doesn't have much of an effect on him, but Bruce thinking of taking advantage there. Man, these guys are pushing hard, right up within a millimeter of that wall. Little Canadian verbiage there, within an inch of the wall, we should say. And there he goes, down to the inside. Darren Bruce looking on the inside of Lattimore. Here comes a 60 on some fresh rubber. So some guys have done some pit stops here on lap 206, sorry. So let's just see the pit laps there. You can see Matt Weeks on 201, McCullough on lap 200. So those are the main players as they go 3 wide through the corner. Wow! Unbelievable. The 60 gets through there clean. 27 continues to battle now. He's by Lattimore's in the wall. More lap traffic wreaking some havoc here. Darren Bruce now shown in third. He's going to have to regroup. He got around Lattimore, but he's having a bit harder time with Susi there. As we await these guys and their pit stops here, I just don't know. It's only 40 laps to go here. You'd think someone would have come in here, or more guys would have came in by now. Right now, side by side, Susi and Bruce. Bruce powering down low. Looks like he's going to grab this spot through this corner, but Susi says, no, not yet. What an amazing battle here. The difference between the high line and the low line. Bruce finally clears him. Put Darren Bruce in the 27 up to second place. So Tucker now with a 4-second gap on second place after they did some battle for that spot back there. Darren Bruce up to second. You see Matt Weeks on some fresh rubber coming through. Bruce now starting to walk away from Susie a bit. Lattimore falling off a bit. Here comes Jim Westerfield. So Westerfield been quietly running in 5th, 6th, 7th spot all night long. Here he is starting to work on Thomas Lattimore for 4th spot. And this is a tough pass, man. Lattimore doing a great job rolling the high side. Westerfield trying that low line. You got the 60 trapped there, or the 18, the Dryling trapped on that fresh rubber. He's looking for anywhere to put that car. There's just no room. And that's the problem with pitting, I guess. You know, you come up on 2 cars battle like this, you're not getting through. I mean, we've seen the 60 put it 3 wide to get it done for him. Westerfield finally getting it done here. Jim Westerfield up to 3rd place now, looking strong in the 35. As it looks like that's going to send Thomas Lattimore to the pit. So on lap 217, Lattimore is in. Looks like Josh Mayhew's in. Susie's in. So all of these guys pitting here on lap 218. Very interesting. Tucker continuing to lead, staying on the track here. I mean, I don't know how much longer you want to go. There's only about 30 laps left here. Not sure why Tucker hasn't decided to come in, or Bruce, but right now they're staying on the track. Looking on Anthony Keys, he's still out here running just behind Jim Westerfield, or quite a bit behind Jim Westerfield. Westerfield now all alone in 3rd place. Torgensen is sitting here in 5th. Yet Kenneth McCullough in the 03 having a nice night, up 15 spots, currently in 6th place. And then Rob Haynes, our last lap car on the lead lap here in the 29, currently shown in 7th. And you see Lattimore just cutting through traffic here. Lattimore on the move with that fresh rubber. And this is what we're talking about. As we see Tucker is coming in. So is Bruce right behind him. So Tucker already making it down to the front stretch in his pit stall. Bruce still making his way around from the back stretch to the front stretch here. These are big pit stops. Tucker coming in. That's going to relinquish the lead over to the 35 of Jim Westerfield. You know, what a nice solid night Westerfield's been having. Just quietly running in that top 5 and top 10 all night long. The 35, now your race leader with 25 laps to go. You got Torgensen is right behind him. Here comes Weeks on those fresh tires. Keys showing in 3rd. He's still up here in this battle. Looking a little slow there, though. Kenneth McCullough is going to be in 4th, and Rob Haynes in 5th. None of these guys pitting yet, so your top 5 still out there. Right now, you got, here comes Lattimore going around. He currently shown in 7th place with that fresh rubber. Behind him is Dalton Tucker. Tucker trying to make up time here. Lattimore had gotten in a little bit earlier, so it's going to take some time. With 22 laps left in this race, you know, he's running out of time quickly at a place like Bristol. Susie behind them. Then you got Bruce. Dryling right there, Mayu in 12th. But up front, it's still Westerfield as he continues to ride on here with 20 to go. I'm waiting for a caution, and boy, does he look slow on the track. Let's get a look in on his dashboard here, and maybe you see him down in the 80s here. Get a ride around in the cockpit here with our leader, Jim Westerfield. You can just see how much slower he's going here. Going up here to 100, 99, 98. Down to 90 through that corner. So you know, only up to 120. Let's take a look in and see what Tucker's doing here. Tucker, you know, about 100 at the exit of the corner there, or late in the corner. Entering at 137 here. Never dropping below 100, just powering off. Tucker coming through here for all he's worth. He wants through this crowd. So we got 17 laps to go here. Jim Westerfield still leading this race, still has not pitted. Can Jim Westerfield make it on gas? Is that what's happening here? Is the 35 trying to stretch us with others? You got Troy Torgensen still out here. McCullough's still out. Keys is still out. We're on 15 to go. Rob Haynes finally hitting pit road. So our top four still out on the track. You see, you know, those miles per hour, he's only going up, well, 126 up to 130 there. So Westerfield still running a decent amount of speed here. You see Bruce there, he's already pitted. He's coming into this battle trying to get a lap back. So I believe he'll still be a lap down as we come up on, you know, 22 laps to go or so. We look in at Dalton Tucker. Tucker now coming up on second place, Troy Torgensen, and he's going to make short work of that. So Tucker on the move, but he is still a lap down and then some, right? So he's got to catch Jim Westerfield, get up there, get his lap back, come all the way around and pass him a second time. I don't know if he can do that much work. Right now, Westerfield still leading, still on the track. Him, the 98 and the 03 of Kenneth McCullough, along with Anthony Keys staying out there so far. Keys starting to fade a little bit. I'm not sure, but the top four are still on the track. Dalton Tucker just going as fast as humanly possible here, trying to get. Now he is shown on the lead lap here. I had the lap calculation wrong. We're coming down on 9 to go here. Tucker 15 seconds back. Wow, Westerfield with, you know, 9 laps here. Coming down to 8 to go. The 35 obviously trying to make it here. This would be an amazing feat if Westerfield could make it to the end of this race. We see Tucker continuing to drive hard here. You see him back up to 130 there. So Dalton Tucker now shown in 4th place. Ahead of him, Kenneth McCullough. Look at how slow Kenneth's looking on the track as he's in 3rd place, apparently saving fuel as well. And you got Torgersen here also getting passed by everybody, but he's in 2nd place. Up front, Jim Westerfield on 6 to go now. This is unbelievable. The 35 stretching this fuel, currently a 5-second lead. Dalton Tucker now 10 seconds back, but the time is coming down, and it's coming down in a hurry. Let's get a look in on that. So you see Tucker now 8.5 back as he comes up on the 60 of McCullough. That's Chris McCullough he's passed there. So he's got to get up here to Kenneth McCullough. But Tucker now 7, coming on 7.5 back of our leader, Jim Westerfield, continuing to lead this race. He's coming down. He's on 3 to go. Coming down to 2 to go now. This is amazing job by the 35, Jim Westerfield, leader of this race, playing a fuel mileage game here, and man, he is rolling the bottom in a very slow way. Tucker has now gotten by everybody. He's in second place, 5 seconds back. Westerfield right on the bottom, barely moving. He's got a 5-second lead on Tucker. He comes down, he's got the white flag. Jim Westerfield gonna make it here, gonna outlast them all. Oh, and he's pulling down. Is he out of gas? The 35 looking slow through the corner, sputtering a little bit, coming to the line. He's gonna make it. The 35, Jim Westerfield, gonna be your race winner of this event tonight. Unbelievable. Tucker gonna come home in second in this select seal coating and asphalt repair 250 from Bristol Motor Speedway. Unbelievable turn of events. Jim Westerfield gonna take this a win away from Dalton Tucker, who ends the race only a couple of seconds back. Wow. So we look here, we try and get, as the race, unfortunately, we're doing a replay here tonight. Some of you guys may know, we apologize for the problems. We don't know what the technical difficulties were last night, so we're not going to be able to complete race interviews and such, but I can tell you, Jim Westerfield, everybody was happy for him. He did an excellent job. A real popular win here for the 35. Jim Westerfield, Tucker going to be your second place, and Kenneth McCullough. A big shout out to the 03 making it on fuel. He'll come home in third. Troy Torrenson, same thing, making it here on fuel. Will take fourth place. Just excellent job by these guys at conserving fuel and making that decision. Lattimore will be fifth. Susie, Bruce, and Mayu will be your lead lap drivers. So the big disappointment on the night, if we look in and see if we can see the championship points. So you're going to see here that Bothwell will fall out of 12th. Bruce will make it into the top 12, and that's really the only changes you're going to have here. So those top 12, again, it's going to be Bothwell out and Bruce in. The big story of the night, though, is going to be the Jim Westerfield in that 35. Just an amazing job. So happy for him as we look in on those results right there. Part of Wolfpack Motorsports. He's going to be your race winner. Tucker second, McCullough, Susie, Torgensen, Bruce, Mayu, Lattimore, Keys, McCullough. And then you got Haynes, Weeks, Drelling, McCann, Branch, Bothwell, Harrell, and Gilchrist. Rounding out the field will be Hess, Kilborn, Evasius, and Sirline. All these guys, just unable to get it done tonight to make to the next round of the playoffs. But looking ahead, next Sunday, you're going to be heading to, I believe, Vegas. You're going to have I think the Robles in there, and the super speedways in there. So it's going to be round 2 is going to be incredible, and there's going to be an enormous amount of pressure for next week on Vegas, a more traditional track. You'd think it might be a clean type of race and a nice race for some guys, but I don't know. There's a lot of pressure there with those two tough tracks to follow, so we could see some carnage, we could see some shakeups in the standings, but we look forward to carrying that action. We sincerely apologize for last night. We do not know what the technical difficulties were with the stream, guys, and I appreciate you guys having some patience. We put a little something together for you here. I know it doesn't make up for it, but we certainly hope you enjoyed it. And to Jim Westerfield, man, Congrats. What a fantastic win for you, and just a great job, man. We're just so happy to see the 35 in victory lane. Big shout out to Kenneth McCullough, and of course Dalton Tucker coming in second, a great competitor. But for now, for me, we're going to wrap this up. And we'll catch you all next Sunday night, man. And we'll get it in round two. And we'll get this stream up on both YouTube and Facebook. And we'll have things done right. Until then, though, that wraps it up for tonight.